Want some candy?
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. I'm all out of bubblegum.
Well, hello, Mr. Fancy Pants.
I hear you looking for candy, man, bitch.
Give me some sugar, baby. Like scary movies.
Want some candy?
Oh, wait. Hold on. Phone turned off.
Sure.
Just kidding. I won't hurt you. I only want to have some fun.
I
Okay.
wish everyone could see
Alright.
this.
I'm feeling it. I'm ready for the show. Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
Feeling yourself?
Yeah. I'm good. It's the new year.
Coming up?
Fuck you, 2018. We're moving on. It's been groovy, but I found a new bitch. Her name is 2019.
Oh, yeah.
Oh wait, I need the lyrics.
Get in on this.
When I woke up this morning, could have sworn it was Judgment Day. The sky was all purple, there were people running everywhere.
Wow.
Run from instruction, you know I didn't even care.
I like how you're flat when you sing the woman parts.
2 0 0
2018.
So tonight I'm gonna party like it's 2018.
Oh.
Right? Is that how you do it?
Yeah, I guess that would be right. Yeah.
Okay. Don't sue me if it go too fast.
Hi, everyone.
Life is just a party and parties weren't meant to last. That's not true. Parties are meant to last.
Okay, this is
You're killing Dom.
No, we have to
killing
finish
me.
the song.
Okay. The
If
whole,
I got a time, gonna listen to my body tonight.
the whole,
Yeah.
the whole
They
song?
say 2018, 2019. Oops, out of time.
Wow.
So tonight I'm gonna party like it's 2018.
It's okay. It's alright.
Hey, hey.
Yeah. I think we lost all of our listeners already.
No, you're still listening, right? They're singing along. They get it.
I wish they
So
could see
great.
you dancing.
No, my door.
But I mean, it's Prince, so
Ow.
who's gonna turn off?
That's true.
I got a lion in my pocket, and baby, he's ready to roar.
Then again.
Roar.
You're not even singing anymore.
Yes, I am. But when let it happen, I'll dance my life away.
It's been 3
I'll
minutes.
poop my life away. 0 0. I mean,
Oh my God.
out of time. Whoops.
2-0-1
So
now.
tonight I'm gonna poop like it's 2018.
Good lord, that would be about par for course.
Like I'm in Mexico.
Oh, it's good to be back.
That I'm gonna poop like I'm in Mexico.
Wow.
Yeah.
You get down.
Pooping. In 2018.
You got it.
But I'm done because it's not 2018 anymore. So now I'm gonna poop my way into 2019.
Yes.
Yeah. Shake your booty. Shake that turd out of your booty.
Oh,
yeah.
wow. Okay.
Shake it like you're shaking that turd out of your booty. Yeah.
You guys all asked for this.
Wow.
I'm back, bitches. I know you've been having a sausage party without me, but the biggest sausage is back.
You are a wiener.
Welcome to Monster Candy Podcast,
All right, I
everybody.
didn't quite finish the song, but you know what? I can only do so much, guys.
That was a good 4.5 minutes
Intro.
of an intro.
I'm Shotzi motherfucking Blackheart. And this is Monster Candy Podcast. We're awesome and you guys suck. Just kidding.
Hi, this is Dominic motherfucking Davy. And she's right. This is Monster Candy Podcast. Together
and this
again.
Is Screaming E! Hi guys, I'm Screaming E! Yeah! I'm Screaming E!
Well, there you go.
I'm in the second greatest rock and roll band! Yeah, I'm Screaming E! Suck my butt!
It's uncanny.
There you go.
Wow.
I think you guys missed me.
We always miss you. We always miss you. Well, we're back. And it's the end of the world as we know it.
Yep.
It's the end of the year as we know it.
Yep.
Yeah. Though, I think by the time they hear this, they will have heard us all together in the other thing. So you'll have to do a big celebratory I'm back intro again.
Oh, okay. Sounds good.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. We are back to discuss horror and monster movies and horror news. This is the end of the year, and this is the end of our very first year of being a podcast. Yes.
Horrors and news.
Yeah. It's time for horror news.
I'm Shotzi Blackheart.
Wow. Alright, well, we've killed a good 6 minutes of your time discussing nothing. So now it's time to discuss something.
Like
I've
horrors and
discussed
news.
my butt.
So, yes, we've discussed horrors and news. Alright, this is the horrors and news.
Horrors and news.
Whores and nudes.
I think that's the new name of this segment. Horrors and news.
And nudes.
Horrors and nudes.
Horrors and nudes.
Horrors and nudes. Alright, top of the news. This is just something we just discovered today, just now. Sci-Fi Channel has officially pulled the plug on Z Nation after 5 seasons. The 5th season ender is now the complete ending of the whole show.
Dumb.
That's it. It's gone.
Stupid.
Asylum CEO series executive producer David Michael Latt announced that he said, like, we are not renewed for season 6. We're stopping at season 5. We're very sad. We're also really grateful for the opportunities that we've had. This is not the end of anything. This is just the beginning of a lot of things. We had a great time. We had a great time with sci-fi.
That is bullshit.
That's the weirdest sort of static, like, staccato little commentary. But yeah, so
You know what?
That's that.
I think Shudder should pick that shit up.
That would be a good thing for Shudder. Though I have to admit,
Does Shudder make their own original stuff?
They're gonna start.
I think they've been buying original content. I don't think they've made anything.
Well,
with it.
Mandy's like a Shudder thing.
No, it wasn't. They just got the rights to show it on Shudder. They got the exclusive rights. But I love this series. We've talked a lot about how much we love this series. I was starting to have my debts. I've started season 4. I'm about a season behind, and I felt like it was kind of a little off the rails. There was like kind of watching it on season 4. And granted, I'm on episode 2 of season 4, and you are further ahead of me. E.
I'm all caught up, motherfucker.
So I was kind of starting season 4 going, maybe this has gone long enough. It was kind of like, I was kind of not happy with how it was beginning, but
Gets a little weird.
yeah.
Gets back
Is
into
there
it
fairies?
at the end. No. There's no True Blood bullshit.
No.
No. But it
No
gets
fairies,
back into
no vampires, no
just talking
werewolves.
zombies.
Talking zombies. I don't know. To me, it was starting to go off a little of the rails, but
I like talking zombies.
You like
like-
talking zombies?
I
Like
like
talking about zombies?
No, I like-
Let's talk some zombies.
No, I like when zombies talk. Like in Return of the Living Dead.
Mhm.
Brains.
Mm.
I want your brains. I like that.
I find myself unimpressed.
I like it.
So that's that. I don't know. It's real crazy to me that it's over, but
I like jive talking zombies.
Jive talking zombies.
Like, what you looking at, turkey? Jive ass motherfucker. Like jive talking fucking zombies, man.
Where are those?
Should be everywhere.
Oh.
I've never heard of a jive talking zombie.
So that's that for that show, and it's too bad. It's worth checking out. You can actually see it on Netflix if you got it. You should check that out because there's a lot of really great seasons of that show where it's just corny, fun, zombie. It was a great response to Walking Dead, and we've said that many times too, but it really was. So.
Season 4 is fucking like weird and hokey.
Yeah, how's season 5?
Good. It gets back to like a legit like storyline.
Okay, because it just was starting to seem to me like it was like maybe this has gone on too long. But I am sad, and I will watch it through to the end.
Should.
Yeah, for sure. Anything else? Anybody else got any horror news off the top of their head?
Nope, no hordes of news.
Nope.
I don't think I have anything else, so that might be it. Well, NECA previewed a new figure, a Ripley figure from Alien Resurrection, which includes basketball.
Let me see.
I can't let you see it because you might buy it right now. This is it right here. Here we go.
It includes a basketball.
Yeah, because she plays basketball in that movie. Yeah, you know. You
It's
guys
alright.
can see that on NECA's site, or you can see it on Bloody Disgusting. You could see it
Is it
on...
NECA or Nika?
NECA?
I say
Probably
NECA.
Probably Nika. Yeah, I've heard that Aliens, they're really going to be hitting the Aliens thing pretty hard with in this next year. They're going to really expand the whole with toys and...
Yo, is that
stuff.
Pamela Voorhees one out?
I don't know. Is it? I think it
Because
is.
that is the sickest. When that comes out, it's going to be my favorite.
I
toy.
got one. Did you guys see the Hellboy trailer? Trailer for Hellboy? They were promising a darker, heavier, revamped Hellboy with David Harbour, and then they released a
The trailer,
and it's like tonally very similar to Guillermo del Toro's and Ron Perlman's Hellboy, and then now they're having to kind of backpedal and go, no, it's totally brutal. It's like a horror movie, and it's like, it didn't seem like it. They had like
Well, maybe they were
twist
trying
and
to like
shout song.
tone it down to make it seem more like family friendly.
Well,
or,
everybody was like, what was the point of revamping it if it's just going to have the same tone? And it's just like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It seemed kind of weird. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but I don't know. Not so great. I wasn't that impressed. But, I mean, I want it to be good because I like David Harbour and I like Hellboy and I want it to be rad. So, all right. Well, I think that's it for horror news this time. Thank you for listening.
Whores and nudes.
All right. So, enough silliness. Time to get serious. Time to get real.
Right.
Yeah.
No, it's time for real. It's time for real serious shit right now. Right now we're talking about 2018. We're wrapping it up. And we have created our very first...
Wrap it up.
Oh.
We've created our very first
Wrap it up.
horror and monster movie nominations. The Monster Candy Awards.
2018.
So here's how this is going to work. We have a couple different situations to talk about. And we've nominated our picks. And we're going to debate them a little bit. And we're going to talk about them. And it's up to you guys to decide which one you think is best. We've said what we believe. And we're going to make a case for it. And then we're going to move on.
Yeah.
Pick my nose.
Boogers. Boogers is your lead-in track.
Slimy. Gross.
The newest single from Shotzi Blackheart, the wrestler that's taken over the nation's heart,
Boogers.
releases her hip-hop album, Boogers. Alright, so...
Believe it or not, she was singing and beatboxing all at the same time. That was all her. She's beatboxing out of her butt.
So did we decide to do best soundtrack?
I don't even know.
No.
None really stuck out to me.
I said Mandy, which is going to be surprise everyone for what what the things I say about Mandy coming up.
I
But
didn't see Mandy yet.
you didn't?
No, not yet.
I should reach across this table and slap you across the face.
I
Shotzi
don't-
Blackheart.
Or
I
praise
know,
her
I
because,
know.
well, we'll get into that.
But
If, wait. All right, yeah, we'll get into it. Okay, so let's talk first. What is one of the best things that happened in horror in 2018? Shotzi,
Well,
what did you think?
For me, it was the NECA Nightmare on Elm Street 3 Dream Wars Freddy figure with the syringe fingers. Ooh.
You'll poke your eye out, kid.
You poke your eye out. Come on, there's a line, Shotzi. Down the slide. So you like that? You're stoked on that figure?
Yes, I love it so much.
Do you own any of their stuff?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What is your favorite thing that you own?
Well,
Take your time. It's not like people are listening or anything.
The Pennywise, the original 90s one that I have is pretty dope.
That's awesome.
Also, the Dawn of the Dead shit they did. Dawn of the Day.
Oh, wait, that's NECA too?
Yep.
I was thinking more of like the newer stuff. But yeah, well, wait, did NECA do Bub? That's one of my favorite figures. Yeah. Bub and Flyboy that they did. Flyboy's also NECA? Yeah, those
You've owned a lot of their stuff. You didn't even realize it.
Yeah,
I didn't realize
know.
all that Dawn of the Dead and Day of the Dead stuff was theirs either.
Yeah, NECA's killing it right now.
They do.
Yeah.
They're fucking killing it, man.
Killing the game.
They're killing the game.
My ninjas.
So what was your favorite thing?
I am the game.
Triple H. Shudder bringing back Joe Bob Briggs. He's fucking rad. All those little fucking marathons are fucking awesome.
Those are killing it right now.
Yeah.
They're so funny.
I hope he
just
has
read
a
an
New
article.
Year's one.
And
Well, I hope he does.
yeah, and we discussed, me and you, Dominic, about how it's better now that he's older.
I think so, yeah.
And doing that because it's funnier.
Yeah.
It is
Whereas
funnier.
just to be some like younger, like cranky dude.
He is what I think you're gonna be like when you're that age, screaming.
That's what I'm like now.
Yeah.
But yeah,
When he was younger, he was snarky and really funny, but now that he's older, I think he's got even better. It's even better. I wonder what he's been doing all this time.
still doing like appearances and shit.
Yeah, I just wonder, like, between the end
Plotting
and USA. Was USA Network was what he was on, wasn't it? I'm almost positive it was. Well, I think that's pretty rad too. I know it's blowing up for Shudder, so that's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
For-
Shudder gets it. They're
Shudder
getting
does
it.
get it. It's gotten better this year.
Yeah.
While we've been
I
doing it.
almost think I need to buy the year membership before they like bump the price up.
That's what I got. I got the year membership. You just do month to month?
Yeah, I just do month to month. I mean, it's $1 more.
Why don't you commit?
I guess you should commit, but streaming services sometimes shit the bed.
Dude, I'm a little annoyed at how many streaming services that they're starting to happen now. It's like
Yeah,
and how
it's-
split up. Like
it's
Disney's
hard.
gonna have one with a bunch of Star Wars stuff.
Oh, and then I have to.
Warner
yeah.
Brothers has DC now with
Yeah,
all
I
their
gotta
stuff.
get the DC one because I want to watch the Teen Titans.
I've been watching it.
Do you like it?
Yes.
Okay, because
I
it
do.
looks really bad, but I'm a huge Teen Titans fan.
It's been good so far, but it's definitely a more hyper realistic. It's like it's a different version. I found them lying on the street and I've been watching them.
You know
They
what
just appeared.
You know what it looks like to me? A bunch of cosplayers in some show.
It kind of does look like a bunch of
Right?
but I'm enjoying. I'm enjoying. Like it's kind of like you can totally tell it's Dick Grayson before he becomes Nightwing, just after he stopped being Robin, but he's still
Right.
kind of Robin, and he's like
He's about to be like,
he stopped because he's becoming too much like Batman. He's becoming brutal.
yeah.
And you kind of see they show off
like-
just how
he's
brutal
like,
he
"Fuck
is and how
Batman."
fast he is and how good at this he is and it's like it's kind of a cool, and it's really centered around Raven and
Oh,
her
cool.
powers
Yeah.
and how crazy her demonic powers are, and like so it's all that, like there's a big mystery
That's
of who that
cool.
is, and yeah, so I mean I think it's definitely worth checking out. I'm enjoying it. I'm 2 episodes in.
Yeah. I hope they bring in Tara. And like
Yeah, I
that
don't
whole
know.
storyline. I don't know. That's not horror news, but
Yeah. Digress. My best thing of 2018 is the Halloween movie, not Sucker. Specifically, actually something that we were excited about, and then we saw it and we enjoyed it like enough.
Yeah, thanks for not shitting the bed.
Yeah. We got an episode coming up about that one that we haven't aired yet. So I'll hold off thoughts on it, but I will say that I was stoked not to be disappointed by that, and I've been disappointed by a lot of things. So I was glad, like, dude, I just didn't want it to suck, and it didn't. So I was happy.
It was pretty good.
Yeah. Okay, moving on. Best monsters of 2018.
That's a hard one.
I'll start up. Screaming Bear from Annihilation.
Yeah,
It was
that
a
one was
mutant
cool.
bear with a human skull out the side.
Yeah,
that
I thought that was
screamed
really
a
dope.
human woman's scream.
I liked that movie.
Yeah, and it crawls in and gets right up on them, and they're like standing still. They're all tied up in that scene, and they're just like, "Holy shit!"
Oh, except
and then
for
it
the
attacks
ending.
the thing. Well, the ending gets weird.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
but-
the movie up until she gets into that hut, that like weird thing.
You mean the lighthouse?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, the lighthouse.
I think it's great. It's a great sci-fi movie, and it's got some great monsters in it, and it's interesting. It's a trippy story. I'm glad it happened. I went and read the book because of it. Did not enjoy the book.
Oh, really?
A lot of people do. I wasn't so stoked on it. Can't not recommend it. I mean, I recommend people reading, but like I was all excited to read the book after watching that movie, and movie I enjoyed more than the book.
Okay.
And that's a rare for me to say.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, but yeah, that was a fucking cool monster. I mean, because I was thinking of a couple different monsters. There's a lot of monsters that I could have thrown out there, but because I thought about like the guy in Overlord, the zombie monster dude in Overlord. I thought about.
Yeah, which
I thought about even saying Michael Myers because he was presented up
Which
well so
zombie
well.
Overlord guy?
The
head guy.
the Nazi that
Oh,
when he
okay,
injects
okay.
himself and then he's all tore up,
Right,
and he's
right,
getting
right.
shot in the face, and
Yeah, he's cool looking.
yeah, it was pretty cool looking. But I honestly think the Screaming Bear was the coolest thing I've seen in 2018. As far as like, I did not expect that. I mean, the Predators looked great in the Predator, but those aren't monsters that came out this year. You know, so like if this was the first year I'd ever seen those things, I'd be like, those are the coolest things I've seen. But like, definitely the Screaming Bear.
The zombie nun in that graveyard scene when that kid is just leaving.
Frenchie.
Frenchie, yeah, Frenchie's
Frenchie.
leaving.
He leaves and then he encounters that like super Evil Dead looking nun.
Yep.
Sick.
That whole scene of him leaving was just like, fuck this.
That's when that scene right there is when I was like, "Yep, this is the movie. This movie fucking rules."
Yeah.
Like they get it.
Well, I didn't have one before we started, but I do now.
Okay, we were waiting for
So
this.
my favorite monster of 2018
I'm excited to hear this.
was the priest who was actually the werewolf terrorizing the small town in 1985 Silver Bullet.
Oh my god.
Oh, okay.
Best monster of 2018.
Yeah, if you haven't
Fucking
seen
great.
Silver
Yeah, if
Bullet,
you haven't
then
seen
you
Silver Bullet, you should go check it out. 'Cause it's a fucking rad movie.
I like how you carried that.
If you haven't
running
seen
gag.
Silver Bullet, then maybe you should eat a silver bullet.
Whoa.
Oh, God, okay, too soon.
Bully. Ah, my safe space has been invaded by Shotzi Blackheart's evil
Sorry,
Oh,
heart.
man. I'm ruthless.
She does that. I wish they could have seen your face as you say, "Sorry, man, I'm ruthless." Because you literally looked off into space. You did like a William Shatner. You're just like, "Sorry, man, I'm ruthless." That was amazing. Okay, so we're going back to 1985 for 2018.
But they both have 8s in them.
Mm-hmm.
And ones.
And ones.
Yeah.
Close enough.
So those are our monster nominations. 2 of
And if
them.
you multiply 5 by 4,
You can't figure
There's
out
20.
a monster from 2018 that you liked?
I mean, I liked them, but I wouldn't say they're anything spectacular.
You wouldn't call them again. It's just this is a one date.
Yeah, it's like, oh, that's a cool monster. Cool. Yeah. I mean, the nun, I would say probably had the creepiest looking things, but you know, not as cool as fucking werewolf priest,
Few things are.
right? I mean,
Well, moving on. What about the best kill of 2018? Shotzi, what's your best kill?
Mine is from the movie, Hereditary.
Yeah? Yeah.
When that bitch was sawing her head off, and then you just hear the as her body drops.
Mm-hmm.
Dope, creepy.
When the body drops.
She's just like for a good it felt like 5 minutes. We're just
It takes
watching
a second
her.
to cut your own head off. I mean,
Yeah.
I imagine.
Oh, just talking about it is scaring me again. Stop! You guys are assholes.
I like that we both did it. I wasn't even looking at you, and then I look over, and we're both looking up into the corner behind her.
That's why I was like trying not to look at y'all, because I'm like, man, they're looking at that corner. They're doing it. Stop!
we are totally not looking at the creepy little thing up in the corner.
Stop!
She's really bumming me out, hanging out there staring at us.
She looks like Tara.
Stop.
So.
You know?
Yeah, I hear you.
Every time I walk into my apartment now, I look at the corners.
Is that the same broad that was in the fucking
United States of Terror.
that? But the newer one where she's the zombie and eating people.
I don't know about that.
Wait.
The fucking the one about the diet.
Santa Clarita Diet. No, that's Drew Barrymore.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
it's Drew Barrymore.
yo.
All those blonde bitches look the same.
Oh my God.
Drew Barrymore is a talented. She's a gift to all of us. Evie.
Yeah.
I love her.
That's how awesome that show was. I couldn't even fucking remember.
I
love
like
show.
that show.
Well, you guys
That
can't
show is
account for
awesome.
bad taste. What can I say?
Mm-hmm. I love that show.
Yeah, me too.
Whatever. My favorite kill, one kill that stood out to me, it's probably not the wildest and craziest kill, but I really lost my shit when Rainn Wilson in The Meg eats his shit, like when he's in the ocean, and after everything he did to try to avoid that end, he ends up being shark food. I thought that was awesome.
It's a good one.
It was a fun death. It was fun because in the water he realizes what's happening right before, and he's just like, fuck.
Yes.
And he's not only that, he's on a giant carcass. Or he's like right next to a
Yep.
carcass. He falls out of a boat.
He's on it.
Yeah.
Because he's got it
He
in the
crawls.
water and he crawls on it. Yeah.
Yeah. That was a fun kill.
Are you gonna fart?
No,
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm reading.
What about you, E? What was your favorite kill?
Oh yeah, the house kill in Halloween.
When he's going from house to house?
Yeah, and he goes inside.
He
to
goes
the
around
woman.
back.
Well, no, he goes inside and the woman's in the
In the kitchen.
no, the one where she's in the living room and she's closing the blinds and he grabs her by the back of the head and he's like, whack, and then I thought
Right
that was
in the throat.
yeah, thought that was pretty.
Yeah, that was my favorite kill scene.
Not
in
that it was like
movie.
super gory or crazy or
It was just
anything,
good.
but it was just like
Just
a good
it
solid
was like, oh, that was
yeah.
aggressive.
yeah.
You know what they did really well with that movie is that in that scene, that whole sequence, they do a really good job of showing just how coldly, efficiently brutal Michael Myers was. Like, why it matters. Because even in the movie, they have that scene where the kids are talking about, like, well, he only killed, like, so many people. Like, what was the big deal about that? But, like, they showed, like, why not being possessed by a demon, not having any sort of weird magical shit, just the idea that somebody doesn't care and can walk up with no fear, no emotion,
No
and just
emotion.
kill people before anybody realizes what's happening. How terrifying that actually is in action. Like how fucked up that
Yeah.
is.
But anytime people get their like faces or anything slammed off of something,
Yeah, it,
like
really.
you can really you can picture like you
Yeah.
can't. For most people, they can't picture. Oh, I get a fucking car ran over my face, or you know what I mean.
But
like
most people have been hit in the face at least once.
yeah, or like had
Oh,
hit
when
their
he
head
just
off of
fucking-
something.
When he just fucking
Stepped on the-
smashes that guy's face.
Yeah, that was
it's
cool,
pretty.
too.
You know what
It's pretty
really
sick.
drives me crazy is when I get hit in the teeth. I lose my shit.
Yeah, that's
Like
so
when somebody
scary.
punches me in the teeth or I
Yeah.
get hit, like that's where I'm like, that, you know.
Do you have a fear of losing your teeth?
No, because I know I can get that fixed and shit.
Right.
But, like, I've chipped my teeth. I've hit my
Oh,
mouth.
look, Mr.
I've crashed
Fucking
my
Moneybags
bike.
over here. I'll just get new teeth.
Well, you know.
Jesus.
I mean, you know.
Yeah, I'd be
chances
walking
for it.
around
But, like, I'd be
no
pretty
teeth.
pissed.
Toothless rooster man.
It's not like I have any money. It's just that would be a big priority for me is to fix those
Right.
teeth. Okay, like fix my grill. That would be
Yeah,
an
it would-
issue for me. I wouldn't want to keep going. I would want to make sure that.
I
got
think I
dealt
would
with.
leave it because like it would look cool as like a wrestler if I'm just like missing some teeth. I'm like, ooh,
Yeah.
like yeah.
My front teeth are chipped anyway.
Start playing Hard Knock Life as you come out.
Yeah, I'm like, what's up? I'm missing some teeth.
But yeah, when she gets slammed in the face, like he slaps her face down, I'm like, oh.
So get all picture. I'm gonna bend down and get this and whack. Ah, I whack your face off of something. But just imagine someone fucking slamming your head down.
Yeah, that was good.
And then getting stabbed is no fun, but
Mm-hmm.
you know.
All right. What about goriest movie of 2018
That we've seen.
nominations that
Yes,
we've seen?
That we've seen.
No doubt, The Nun.
The Nun.
My favorite gore. Probably not the goriest movie, but my favorite gore, The Nun. Because there was
It was just
lot,
enough.
Yeah, there was just enough. There was a lot of, I mean, there always could be more, but
It's like a little bit of spice.
yeah.
Like this kind of
Yeah,
spice.
a little-
The belt elbow over the
Yeah.
steak.
Yeah. But the use of special effects was great. It just reminded me of, Evil Dead. It was campy as fuck. It was great.
Yeah.
Good choice.
Like
Good
that?
choice.
Okay.
Good
All right.
choice. Good choice.
I don't remember an abundance of blood and gore, but I mean they did look cool. All the
Yes. Yeah.
Dead Nun looked cool.
All the makeup,
Yeah.
The good use of
all
blood.
the effects. Yes.
What about you, E? What was your favorite gory movie?
It's a tie
Okay.
between Terrifier,
Hmm.
because that was just a fucking, that was torture porn and just gore everywhere. So
Right.
that was probably the goriest. But and I hate to give this movie any credit, but Mandy was pretty. Well, at least the second half of it was pretty bloody.
Right.
So
I mean, he was covered in
yeah.
it in the end because of the crazy smile with the white teeth.
Mm-hmm. So it's a tie, but I mean, Terrifier would probably be the goriest, I think.
Okay. All right. I got you.
What about you, Dominic?
Well, I almost picked Revenge, that movie, because she gets fucked up in that movie, and then she fucks up some dudes in that movie, and it does not spare. They do not spare the blood. That girl goes through some shit. But I'm gonna pick Hereditary because not only do we see a head come off, do we see people getting bashed and beat up. We see a young girl gets her head like knocked off by a pole, and we see the head.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not super gory, but just like
It was a good.
effective.
when they had shit, it fucking bit.
It set a trap, and when they sprung the trap,
Yeah.
it was like boom. Like
Yeah.
there's a head, there's blood coming out. There's there was a lot.
Yeah, there
there.
wasn't any like jump scares. It was just like you're gonna fucking feel this scare. Like they let you sit in it.
Right. But if I was gonna say like you want to see some effects that showcase bloody wounds and burns and gore, I would say Revenge.
Mm-hmm.
So those would be my picks.
Also good choices.
Yeah. All right. And that
Moving
brings
on.
us to what was the worst horror movie 2018 for you?
Mm-hmm. Well, okay, I'm gonna go first.
All right, you should go first.
I haven't seen
Age before beauty, so yes, go first.
I haven't seen all of the horror movies that came out this year, but of what I did see, and I even saw Unfriended and the newest Purge, and I think that Hellfest was the worst.
Really?
It was so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was not good at all.
That was one I was excited about, but
Me too.
actually you told me you didn't like it. and
Yeah.
I
Well, I
was
just like
then I
it,
didn't
like,
rush out
yeah.
to see it. It's not been a priority since you were like, no. because you gave me like the talk, like you were like no, and I was like really,
Don't waste your
and
time.
you're like no.
Don't waste your time. It was like a really long short film. Like the ending felt very like, oh, this would have been like a cutesy little short film ending with the like you find it, like you see in The Killer go home and he goes home to his daughter and just like hugs her and it's like
some movies
You know
are
what
more
I'm saying?
effective
It's like-
as a YouTube short. Like some movies should just be a YouTube
yes,
short or stay
it
as a
should have
YouTube
been.
short.
It should have been.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I didn't see it. You know, it's funny to sit here and say like, "Oh, you guys run a horror podcast. Why didn't you see all the horror movies?" It's like I don't
We
know.
have fucking lives, dicks.
Well,
That's
actually,
why.
it's also if you look at what this horror podcast was about, we've been watching movies from all different eras. We didn't necessarily go, "Oh, every movie that comes out in 2018, we got to catch."
Yeah.
It's been like, nah, we've been
We
watching
like
a lot
to
of movies.
we like to rewatch shit too.
Yeah. So
Also, we
And let's just face
we-
it, a lot of
we
this
got
new
time.
shit is garbage. So
Yeah.
there's
I'm
some,
not gonna waste my fucking
I mean,
time.
I like watching bad horror films. Like, even Hellfest, which I thought was complete shit. Like, I enjoyed watching it. I had a good time.
it's not my vote for the worst by any means, but like watching The Meg, for me, I laughed the whole time. But I
Right.
like to me, it wasn't a great movie, but it was a great movie because I walked out of there going like, dude, I'm dying. I laughed so
Yeah.
hard. I enjoyed this movie so much. Like I'll watch that movie over and over and over again. But I was like, and it's not my vote for bad. Like if I was to say bad, I'd say Mandy, because I got told I was hyped on that movie. I like Nicolas Cage.
Dude, yeah, I've been hyped on that.
I was super stoked, and honestly, if people want to watch a revenge film, they should go watch Revenge on Shudder, because that's a really fun, like I spit on your grave kind of horror, like kind of revenge horror movie, and it was awesome. But like Mandy, my problem with it is that it was really beautifully filmed. The soundtrack was great. I thought the soundtrack was great. I thought it was really creative, but it just didn't come together. It just kind of took its time, and it was trying too hard to be arty, and it was just sort of like silly, and the time pacing was silly, and it's like it felt like watching kind of like.
And it had Nicolas Cage in it.
But I like Nicolas Cage. I want to see Nicolas Cage do something good. You know, I
You gotta-
don't.
He
I
has,
don't
you
dislike
know,
him.
he's one of those guys like Brendan Fraser for me, where like his face just pisses me off.
Yeah.
I
like,
get you. But
oh.
but when they're good, they're good. Like Brendan Fraser in The Mummy, the first Mummy is pretty fun.
Encino Man.
Encino
probably
Man
his
was
best
fun.
work.
But then after after that, it just kind of got driven into the ground. And Nicolas Cage is one of those things too, because it's like
After Raising Arizona.
Raising
like
Arizona. Was it
Con Air.
what was the one he was in with Cher?
I didn't know he was a
Moonstruck?
comedy guy.
Moonstruck. I liked him in Moonstruck.
I didn't know
Wouldn't
he
you?
was a comedy guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you know, me growing up, he always was in action films.
He wanted to be an action star. Like he wanted to be like the real deal action star.
He wanted to
It's
be
just like-
Sylvester Stallone so
yeah,
fucking
he was
bad.
like, he
But
was
he
always
was-
like trying. What pissed me off about him, he was always trying to be like sexy and badass.
Right.
And I was just like, no, you're phony.
And you're like, to be honest, Steve Buscemi has the kind of career that Nicolas Cage should have gone for. Like if he'd
Yeah.
always been the weird, fun,
Funny, quirky
cranky
Yeah.
guy,
Yeah.
I think Nicolas Cage, people
Yeah,
would be like,
stop
he's
trying to
my
be
favorite actor
like,
of
stop
all time.
trying
Like,
to be sexy, Nick.
Yeah.
You're
he
not
just tries too hard.
You're not. Yes, he tries. Wait, phony baloney.
Even when I liked him in like National Treasure, like those movies, which got ridiculous, but the first one, like I liked him in that. But I was like, okay, that's enough. Stop.
Right.
But he never stops.
No.
But I mean, I was glad to see him pop up in Man. I was like, dude, Nicolas Cage in a horror movie? Okay. But then it was too wonky. I just didn't. And everyone loves it. Everyone loves it. Guys, you probably love it.
Because you're bullshit. That's bullshit. You can't love that movie. You can love aspects of it, but
people are fooled by the artsy shit.
yeah.
Like when they add in all the fucking weird lighting and like some weird bullshit.
They're like, oh
people
my
are
god,
like,
it's
oh my
so
God, yeah.
artistic.
Oh, it's
Ugh.
like fingering
Oh,
me right now.
You know, the lighting was great. I mean, they had those full color washes of the forest versus the thing, but it was like the bikers were obviously Cenobites. I mean, like it was just like it was like taking from all these different horror movies, and I was
Which
like,
is cool.
yeah, I even was stoked when what's his name from Predator showed up. Like that was awesome as a friend. Like that he went to go see, but it was just a lot of like, I don't know, man. They, you know, it's like the
Too
chemist
much.
and there was just so much bullshit. You know, I don't know. It was just too much. It just wasn't. It just wasn't linear. Like it just didn't grab me, and I just sort of was sitting there going, "Here we go," and you know,
It's two different movies. Two different movies in there.
yeah.
Yeah. First half is all weird and fucking. Oh, it's like I was saying, if like 31, Lords of Salem, and
Like Suspiria,
Evil
maybe?
Dead 2 had a baby,
Okay.
Yeah.
it would be that. Like one great movie,
Yeah.
and then two garbage shit movies that should have never been made. Like
It was so close to
the
being
second
something I
half
would
of it
be
is
into.
like, oh, okay, this is kind of funny and campy and bloody and
I mean,
all right, hey, Nicolas Cage, this is the kind of shit you should be doing, fucking, you know, Bruce Campbell-esque type shit.
Yeah.
Great, awesome. Don't try and be a fucking real like a serious actor, because you're goofy as fuck looking and like you're funny, so own that shit,
So
man.
I'm trying to be sexy.
I was really excited that Nicolas Cage was doing this movie. I was really excited that people were telling me were like it, and I was like, wait, Nicolas Cage makes an axe and goes after a bunch of people for revenge? I'm in. I'm already in. I'm in. And then I watched it and I was like,
If you would have played it the whole goofy the whole way fucking through, you'd been like, okay, it's funny.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's just a lot of weird
But
pacing issues and
Remember
stuff.
when I was watching it? I told you, say, hey, what do you think about this fucking movie?
Yeah, no, my band had like, my band was really split on that one too. Like, Oubliette was hitting me up and going like, dude, this fucking movie. And one of our tour manager Charlie, he was just like, dude, this movie. But then our guitarist Andy, who I watched it with, he was like, I like this movie, and like, it became kind of a point of contention. Like, there was this like sect of people who were like, no, and then there was, you know, it's like, and someone was like, no, it was okay, and it's just like,
And then you guys broke up.
and we broke up. Then we realized it was a stupid movie, so we reformed. But yeah, enough about my bad movie. What was your bad movie?
See, it was gonna be that one,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't really care to give it that much credit to be the best, even at the worst of anything,
Yeah.
because half of it was fucking stupid. So mine is The Predator.
I haven't seen
The
that one
Predator,
either.
because there was already a fucking standard set
Yeah.
of what that movie should be, and it just shit the bed.
Yeah.
Like, go
I don't understand, like, when
Fast
people-
and Furious, and
when
let's
people,
have
like-
it, you know.
when people, like, remake shit or whatever, you coming in a million years later trying to revamp this shit. Like, you already got, like, a fucking map, and then they just don't follow it. Like, Predator is fucking awesome. Try and make it even more awesome.
Yeah, cause
No, I agree. It's weird. It's weird that it was such a miss. You know what's crazy about this is that there are a lot of people who agree with us, and there are a lot of people who are really butthurt about people not liking this
yeah,
movie.
a lot of people are like, dude, that was awesome. Like, what?
Yeah, and some of the
But the Predator's really fucking cool looking.
the Predators are cool looking.
Yes.
And the things they get right.
I think that's what people are
Please
fooled
see
about.
our recent episode on this. The things they get right are so good, it makes me all the more angry at the things they get wrong.
Yeah.
And
Because it's like
have
you guys
the movie.
obviously get it, but then shit the bed other places.
I have the movie, the digital version of the movie, and I was looking through it again to see if I felt the same.
Mm-hmm.
And I got angry again because of how good certain parts of it were, like
Right.
that they were cluing in on explaining stuff, and I was like, and then I was looking on Twitter, and like people who were involved in making the movie were all like, it's so hard that people just don't appreciate this movie because we worked so hard on it. It's like, oh, well, I'm sorry. Did you forget the suspense or the horror of the monster? It was just like action comedy.
Yeah.
And it was just like, guys, you focused on the wrong things.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we discussed on that
We discussed
episode,
it,
like
yeah, that. And
the first one might be unintentionally funny,
yeah,
as far as like how dated it is now.
right.
But during that time, it's like a fucking horror action movie.
Yeah, they weren't trying to be campy. They were
No.
trying to be like. I mean,
That was just the time.
That was
Like,
the time.
oh. But this went fucking yeah. I was really disappointed in it because
Yeah.
it should have been way better.
For more on this, check out our episode. I think it's 22. Shotzi's not there because
there.
what the fuck?
So you probably shouldn't even listen
She
to
was
this.
wrestling. She was busy wrestling, but at episode 22,
Wrestling predators.
we posted the Predator episode, and we stand by it.
So,
yeah.
what do we have left now?
Wow.
The best!
Simply the best.
In my ball sack
Wow.
on your face.
Whoa.
The best around.
No one ever take me down.
You're the best None of us know the words to that.
Wait, it has words after that?
all right. Who's gonna go first with their best voted nominee?
Mine is the Nun.
The Nun.
Yeah.
All right. I'm not with you, but I
You're
respect you.
You're supposed to say, why is it?
Oh, okay.
Why, Shotzi Blackheart?
Why
It's
is
none
that?
of your business.
You are way too happy about that. Considering you had to hold our hands to like get us to say the
Well,
right
I
things.
was waiting for someone to fucking ask me why.
You're like, give me a hand here.
Yeah.
Help me.
Come on.
All right. So, why was The Nun your favorite?
Because of all the gore, the campiness.
Yeah,
it was
it's so
perfect.
campy.
I love it. Like, I want to watch it over and over and over again. I want to own this
That
movie.
surprised me you love it that much, but I mean I liked it. I felt like there was
just
a good
very
movie
Evil
in
Dead.
there, but
it was very
wasn't
Evil
like
Dead to me.
I thought it came close, but it didn't quite hit it for me. But it really
it.
nailed it for you. Like it was like
Yeah.
it feels like an
Yeah,
Evil Dead
and it
movie.
like
Nailed
starts, it starts off like they don't fuck around. They don't pussyfoot. They're just like,
Gets right in it.
here it is. Here's my vagina. Just
Gets
go
knee
there.
deep in that vagina. That
Yeah.
new vagina. It's all up
No
in it.
foreplay. No nothing. It's
Licking
like,
it and sticking it.
Exactly. They go straight to the fucking scares, and I love it.
For those of you who want to know more about our opinion of The Nun,
Straight-
check out episode 23 that we aired just earlier this week.
Straight to the pie hole.
That's coming out,
Yeah.
or it has come out. I mean, well, it hasn't come out yet, but we're about to show. You're about to hear it. You'll hear it before you hear this,
About to find out.
which we talk about it a lot. But I dig what you're saying. There's some good bones there.
Yeah.
Boners.
That movie had
Yeah.
good boners. That movie had good boners in it.
Yep.
I had some issues with it, but it had good boners.
Sometimes I wake up in the morning and I don't know why my bootu gets bigger.
Oh my goodness. Oh my god.
Butu means penis in Tagalog. Yeah, I think so.
It's
Yeah.
Buto.
It's good that you've picked up things.
Butu.
Yeah, you know. You do that.
What is yours? What's your favorite movie of 2018?
We're
Favorite
gonna.
horror
I'm
movie?
gonna defer to you.
Oh, you're gonna
Dominic.
defer to me?
Yes.
All right.
You go.
This one was a tough one because there were some ones that I really did like. I felt like Overlord was not one that was paid a lot of attention to, but I thought it was a really solid movie. I thought that Halloween was an excellent return to form. But when it came down to it, I had to give it to Hereditary. It's a slow burn. Takes a minute to get there, but when it launches, as I said earlier in this podcast,
Scariest movie I've ever
and
seen.
on the episode,
Stop laughing.
I find that funny that it is.
I
the
couldn't
scariest
sleep
movie.
for 2 weeks.
Episode 15, we talk about Hereditary. You guys should check it out.
Stop looking at the fucking corner.
But it is
I'm putting up a
effective.
wall.
It is so
Putting
effective.
up a goddamn wall
It is.
so I can't look at you.
It is incredibly effective at what it does when it moves. It lulls you into this like, okay, I'm watching this little indie film about this family that's having a hard time. Oh shit! That child just lost her head.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! There's
Yeah.
some shit going on. So, yeah, it's really freaky, and you almost freak out because you're like sitting there listening, and then all of a sudden there's somebody on the wall right there. No, I'm just kidding. All right. Okay. Seriously
I don't
though,
like
it's
you guys.
really
I don't like you
it's
guys.
really good.
I quit. I quit.
It's a great movie, man. It's just a great horror movie that has it sums up everything that's great about modern horror movies nowadays. The style of making horror movies in 2018, I thought, came together in that movie. It was really good. Slow burn, really well acted, great characters, great writing, great dialogue. and then it
Creepy
just
kid.
launches into just fucking you up with what it
Yeah.
when it does, so that it doesn't have to overdo it, but when it does it, you're just like, damn. And you walk out of there, you're not walking out of there laughing, you're walking out of there like thinking about what you just saw.
Scariest horror movie scene this year definitely goes to Hereditary when, oh god, just thinking about it, when she's banging her head on that fucking, yeah,
like just smacking it.
oh my god, scariest fucking thing. Like, you think she's just banging on it, and then it pans down, and you're like, oh, fuck this, and they just sit there. They just make you stare at it for so long.
And that's his mom. Like, think about it, your mom possessed, running through the house, screaming after you,
I
and
could
then
totally see my mom doing that shit.
banging her head on trying to get into the door, slamming her head into the door that you're locked.
Yeah.
But technically, in that scene, she was hanging out. She was upside down on the ceiling, banging her head into the attic door. So that's an intense movie. So I say Hereditary took it this year for,
Happy thoughts.
you know. Otherwise, probably would have gone to Halloween, but that almost felt like if the original Halloween was I said this in the episode, was Alien. This was the action adventure horror movie Aliens. You know, this is like Halloween. This remake was like heavier with more gore but less suspense, and more, you know, you weren't really scared. You were more just like really entertained and like, oh wow,
That's true. You
know, this is awesome. Look how cool, how scary this thing is, but it's not scaring me. It's just I'm watching this unfold.
Right.
But Hereditary, you were like, what the fuck is going to
creepy.
happen now?
The opposite,
It's creepy.
right.
Creepy.
So what about you?
The best movie.
What is your
in
movie?
Screamin'E's book, man.
Oh jeez.
The Meg.
The Meg.
The fucking Meg. Because, you know, I've seen some reviews and seen some people on some little horror groups that are like, this fucking movie is so fucking stupid, it sucks, blah blah blah. Fuck you. First of all, a movie ruled 100%, and we said it in the episode, throwback to 50s and 60s sci-fi horror monster movies.
Right.
100%. And it was fucking, from the acting, you've heard the fucking episode, you know, just everything about it was a total throwback. And I believe it was meant on purpose because they did it so good that I'm like, there's no other way that it can't be, because there's good actors in it.
Yeah.
And the way they fucking played it is like, okay, I see what you're doing.
Right.
I
So
don't know. I was pretty high when I watched it. I was on the plane, and I had a really long plane trip because I was going all the way to England, and I was like, man, you know, I'm gonna eat this edible. I ate the edible before I got on the plane.
that just enhanced how great the fucking movie was.
Yeah, it was great.
It was just fun.
But I don't really remember too much of it.
Because it was
Like,
just
I
so
remember
awesome,
liking
it
it.
blew your mind.
Yeah, you weren't on. We have an episode dedicated to that, everybody, called episode 19. We put it up back in October, and Shotzi was not with us that day either because she was on tour, rocking it out, breaking people's faces,
The fucking Meg.
and
man.
eating edibles in planes and
Yep.
watching the Meg.
It's the only time I get down with the Eddies is long plane rides. I'm like, yup, gonna pass out.
Rainn Wilson, amazing in it.
He was amazing.
Fucking
I really
hilarious.
enjoyed him in that movie.
Jason Statham, who I'm not like a huge fan of, you know what I mean? But he played that role of
He's a hottie.
the typical, like, I'm the crazy aloof,
Yeah.
you know, hero or whatever. Comes back in and he gets his little love affair with the little Asian doctor, and her daughter's like, hey, crazy. You know, like that whole dynamic.
Who her daughter is so adorable.
Right?
Yeah, she is adorable in that movie.
Little,
It's a fun
little
movie.
Asian girls, man.
It's like, they're
It's
like
true.
puppies, the cutest fucking things on the planet.
Yeah, they are.
They
like
are really
puppies.
the cutest.
But
They
like
are adorable.
that whole relationship between her and Jason Statham, the kid, that's pretty fucking hilarious.
Oh.
And like how she's just like, hey, crazy, like my mom got you crazy, you know, like all that
Yeah.
shit. Awesome. And all the supporting actors, great. You know, I mean, I'm not too big on that fucking who's the chick with the tattoos in there? The model chick,
I
Rose,
never
Ruby
remember.
Rose or whatever.
Oh
like,
yeah.
I don't really think she's a great actress.
I don't mind her.
She's just kind of like
she's
forgettable
just
in a lot
there.
of stuff.
Nobody. Yeah, everyone.
I
like,
forgot until you just
hear,
said
right?
it now.
I hear a lot of people have a lot of opinions of her, and I never had a bad opinion of her.
No, it's not bad. It's just she's just like, oh yeah, there she is.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? So I don't think she really necessarily added or took anything away from the movie. But as a whole, I think it worked. And the doctor's father, the one that dies, even he played it like a total fucking like Godzilla movie. Like the delivery when he's dying is like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, that's fucking awesome. Like, you could have totally played that way better. But you gave a sweet old school monster movie delivery. I'm like, fuck yeah. And it was just fun. It was fun.
It was very much an old monster movie with modern day effects and approach, but it was the most classic monster movie I've seen in a while.
Yeah. So that got my, because that's my favorite shit in general anyway. So I was actually surprised at how much I liked it. Nice. You know, I thought it was like, oh, this looks cool. We'll see what it is.
No, I remember you
You
went
know?
in kind of like, all right, we'll see what happens. Yeah, because I saw that with you, and we went with Holtzfeuer.
Yeah.
Holtzfeuer from Arnocorps. We went to see it, and we all really enjoyed that movie.
Yeah. And it gets better every time I fucking watch it. I watched it like 2 or 3 times, and I'm like, this movie's fucking good. So
Do you own it?
I don't.
No,
I should though.
Yeah, I want the Nun.
yeah, she got
And
this
Hereditary. And the Meg. I'd like to own all those.
Do you really want Hereditary?
I would
You'll
own-
never sleep again.
Oh my god, you're right.
I would
no, I
own-
shouldn't own that because I'll see it on my shelf and be like, oh fuck no, and probably.
Or you'll be
burn it.
like, hey, let me go watch this. It's cool. It's like in the day, and you'll be like, oh,
Hell
okay,
no.
whatever. And then,
I'd own all 3 of these movies. These are all 3 movies I want to own.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it, everybody. That's it.
It's our 2018 fuck-a-doodle wrap-up.
celebrate good time. My
Come
balls.
on.
Bum, bum, bum,
Yeah.
bum, bum,
Okay.
on my balls.
A lot of this
Thought balls was
podcast
my
goes
thing.
ends up on your guys' balls.
Yeah.
Sacks for life, yo.
All right. Well, there you have it. Sacks for life, yo. I said that as white as I possibly could. So, thank you all for tuning in to Monster Candy Podcast
Chocolate
to hear
rain.
us talk about 2018 and what we thought of it. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you have your own? Let's hear it. Tell us. You can tell us on any of our social media, and you could, like Instagram or on Facebook. We even have a Facebook group. You got to ask to join it, but once you ask, we let you in it, and then you can like talk ways. And sometimes we watch horror movies in there.
Yeah, because you know what? Facebook is being a little shitty, a little fascist.
Yeah.
You know, Screaming E. He's just got a 30-day ban
You
for
get
saying
banned-
some shit.
You get banned more than any other friend I have.
Yeah.
I didn't even say-
You're
you know-
always like, how many new Facebooks do you create?
None. I only have one.
Okay, because
Yeah.
strange.
No, you have. I have friends.
Strange.
I have friends that speak on my behalf, but that's it.
There's this guy that keeps adding me on Facebook who has like the same Little Richard photo all the time.
It's he's probably a friend of mine. I have a lot of them.
I'm only gonna say that you deserved or not.
This is totally
I'm
not deserved.
Surprised that you
I
are
don't
the
know.
one that's banned.
I don't know Candy Killers. No one's screaming and hearing him on here. Do you think that he should get banned every once in a while? I think he deserves it.
No, I'm
right?
gonna say what I got banned for.
Hey, Shotzi Blackheart, have you ever been banned on Facebook?
Yes, but it was because they said that my name wasn't real, not because I posted any bullshit.
Okay, do you guys want to know one of the first times I got banned? What it was for?
What was it for?
So I posted a meme. Everyone knows this fucking meme of SpongeBob, where he's holding his hands open and he has a little rainbow.
Imagination.
Yeah, and it says nobody fucking cares, and they were like, this goes against Facebook standards and blah blah blah. You're
Well, I think it's just like some
like, what?
tool who reports it, and then Facebook takes forever to like review
No.
it.
I think it has a metric.
Yeah.
So it's a robotic metric that like isolates reactions, and then it just.
But
Oh.
I got banned this time for saying sarcastically that white people are the devil. And they're so. I mean, I guess on the
Well, white people. Are,
you could look
Yeah.
at it and be like, well, I guess they're being equal. Hey, man. But it's like the fuck, and they won't even. I'm like, this wasn't even a serious thing, and they're like, it was instant on my buddy thing. It was I was
Like
like
you posted it
I
and
posted
they were
it,
like, oh.
and then I went to click on something. It was like, I was like, nope, you've been banned for 30 days. I was like, what in the fuck?
That's a long ass time too.
You got put in the corner.
30 days. That wasn't the first time. And then the shittiest thing that these fucking fascists are doing, they won't even let you appeal. They'll be like, oh, this happened in the wrong way, or as a mistake. Tell us why. And then you go and be like, okay, I'm gonna click and I'll fill out tell them why, and then click send, and they're like, oh, sorry, we can't process your request right now. And that's happened every fucking time that's happened. So they're like, no, we're not gonna.
They're really careful about racism.
I have never been banned.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Dude,
But then again, I don't post things like nobody fucking cares, or white people are the devil, or any other
a bunch of shit.
Excuse me. Now I'm coughing because this is making me laugh.
I want French fries.
Fucking fascists.
So on that note, thank you for listening to Monster Candy Podcast, a place where you will not get banned. Because if Screamin' E can be on this show,
fuck yeah,
everyone can.
Free speech, motherfuckers. First Amendment. Lick my balls.
So thank you for listening.
Stop stealing my gimmick.
Listen to us next year.
I'm Shotzi Blackheart. Lick my balls.
2019. Let's look forward to some great horror movies. Let us know what you like, what you don't like. Just don't expect E to answer with his account anytime soon, but the rest of us might.
I think I got 26 more days.
We'll see you soon.
Wow.
Have a good one, guys. Thank you.
Suck a shark.
Suck a shark. Do you have that one ready, or did it just come to you right
Just
now?
came right now.
You've been listening to Monster Candy Podcast. Want to find out more about the show? Find us on the web at monstercandypodcast.com. You can also find us on Facebook and Instagram by searching Monster Candy Podcast. And you can find our Twitter at MonsterCNDYPC. Hey, we couldn't fit the whole name. What do you want from us? Let us know what you think of the show, and if we're right or if we're wrong, or what you want us to tackle next. We want to hear from you. Well, Shotzi and I do, but I can promise that E doesn't really care. To find out more about Shotzi Blackheart and her professional wrestling, follow her Twitter at Shotzi Black or her Instagram at Shotzi Blackheart. You can follow Screamin' E's band, the Memphis Murder Men, on Facebook at TMMM official page or his Instagram at Screamin' E. That's screaming with no G, add the E. For me, Dominic Davy, you can find my artwork at dominicdavy.com, my band Tsunami Bomb at tsunamibomb.net, and you can hear my other podcast, 3 Gigs, at 3gigspodcast.com or on the same platform you're hearing this podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you next time on Monster Candy Podcast.
Brains. I want your brains.
I
like that.
I find myself unimpressed.